I'm not exactly sure what to put this as. So I'm putting this out there as an update, and you know, and you guys can watch this, enjoy it, whatever, but it's not really one of the normal shows, so take this for the bonus that it is. I have gotten a lot of people who have asked me for movie reviews. There's a couple one they specifically asked for, and I'm going to get to that in just a moment, but let me tell you guys a simple fact. You're not going to see movie reviews on this channel. And yes, I know these are paintball movies, but you're still not going to see them on this channel. There's a couple good reasons why. Let me start with the very basics. I really don't like movies. I don't. I just, they bother me, because a lot of the times the movies are basically, it's the same plot regurgitated for a new generation. And I remember it from the last generation. I have actually gotten up and walked out of theaters because I'm watching the movie going, yeah, I remember, I just wasted my money. I'm not gonna waste my time here anymore, forget this. Which brings me to the first movie, and that's Court Jesters over here, and it's based on a true story. Yeah, that's nice, but the plot has been recycled so many times that the only thing left over is the foul stench of it. Let me see if I got the basic plot of this one. Disillusioned teen wants to hang out with the cool kids. If all the cool kids are playing a specific sport, the sport becomes a metaphor for life. Yeah, I remember this back in the 80s when it was called The Karate Kid. And I also remember this because it was recycled so many times in the 80s by every sports genre. I mean, when Rad did it, it got old. And I've just made everybody about my age look at the screen and go, Mag Wheels! So that movie basically lost me in the trailer because I was looking at it going, yeah, I've seen this before, and I've also seen the basic plot before, too. A lot of you guys won't even know about Speedball the movie, a movie that was basically dead on arrival. They got all the paintball industry behind it. They made a mock trailer. Yeah, the only surviving mock trailer that I could find is just this awful video footage over here. I believe in medical terms it was called DOA, or more correctly, Dead on Scene. The entire genre has pretty much lost me on that because it's been done, overdone, re-overdone, and then trampled over and done again. And that's one of those movies that if you forced me to sit down and watch it, I would turn it off and put on Mythbusters, seriously. The second movie that people keep on asking me for is the Bobby Duke story. Let me stand over here. The Bobby Duke story over here. Yeah, a lot of people ask me to do a review of that movie, but the problem is that movie also lost me at the trailer because of this.
At the pinnacle of his career, with the championship on the line, he cheated.
He's wiping again! He's always wiping!
Okay, so the basic premise is that in 1993 the dude cheated and he was thrown out of the sport. Must contain rage and anger. I can't think of a good way to put this. It's just, I gotta say it, I gotta put it out right. So much I don't even think that every head of cattle in the Midwest could equal it. I remember playing back in the 90s, back in the early 90s. Cheating was so ingrained into the sport that it was part of the culture, worse than it is now. Matter of fact, while I'm thinking about this, next time you're playing a tournament and you are sweating yourself to death and you just want to take your jersey off and play in a t-shirt but you can't, blame a guy from the 90s who decided that, hey, the rules only said I gotta wear a t-shirt, so the entire team showed up in camouflage t-shirts and Vaseline their arms all the way down. So you can thank somebody from the old honorable days of the sport. Yeah. And then once that goes, I'm starting to think about everything else in the film, and I'm thinking, okay, 93, we're playing tournaments in the woods. The only people that were playing speedball, it was like a distraction. It wasn't even part of the main game, and nobody was wearing jerseys at the time. Nobody had, a couple of teams had numbers on their jerseys, and I gotta stop. I just gotta stop. I just gotta stop this. Center. The third movie a lot of people are asking me for is this one over here, this paintball survivalist flick. And from everything I can tell about it, it's supposed to be a horror film in which a bunch of paintball players are dumped off into the woods and then somebody's shooting live ammo at them and suddenly this becomes like a long drawn out chase scene essentially. This would probably be a really cool movie if we didn't think about this plot back in the 90s too. No, seriously, a bunch of us were sitting around after one big game, we were sitting around the fire ring and we were saying, you know, like a really cool movie? And we did basically hash up the same basic plot of this piece of schlock. We abandoned the entire premise because we all kind of realized, yeah, that sounds really cool, but it would really suck. And when you look at it on Rotten Tomatoes or IMDb, guess what? So no, I'm not doing that one either. I'm not gonna subject myself to that torture for your guys' amusement. And there's a whole bunch of other paintball movies out there too. Yeah, that one sucked. But I'm not gonna do it because I have no interest in it and I don't have a passion for movies. So there's just no reason for it. That is speaking strictly on a financial term, there's no profit in it for me. You see, YouTube has made it painfully apparent to me that if you do anything that's on a review and you use material from other sources, they really get all bent out of shape about that. To give you guys an idea, I tried to monetize the last 2 DVD reviews that I've done, and YouTube shut them down. And I understand the fair use laws, and I understand that fair use allows for things such as critique and criticism, but apparently YouTube has a different stance on that. It's their house, their rules, and I'm okay with that. The end result is that I really don't have any incentive to make these videos. I'm not going to spend an hour and a half watching a movie, another hour and a half rewatching the movie, and then spend about 10-15 hours gathering materials, filming, editing, and then putting it up on YouTube if there's going to be no reward for it. Sorry guys, it's just the way it is. So the end result of all this is that no, I'm not going to be doing movie reviews. And if you keep on asking me, I will continue to be polite about it and say no, I'm not going to do this, I'm not going to do that. There might be some more DVD reviews down the line, some of the more tactical stuff too, but that's going to be if I've got some spare time and it's a video that actually really well deserves it. And there's a couple in my collection that do. And one of these days I actually want to do a video of a video that gets it right, because there's been a couple of those too, and I really should highlight those, not always be so negative. But hopefully the other videos should have been released tonight. I hope. YouTube has this new thing where you can actually upload the video weeks in advance or whatever, and it'll just, you can tell it when it's released. So I'm seeing if that actually works or not. So we'll see what happens with that. So later guys.